They thought they understood Earth. They thought wrong. Peacekeeper Lieutenant Elias Vaughn wasn't a soldier. Not anymore. He wore no armor, carried no weapon, just a silver diplomatic badge and a soft, steady voice. His job was to walk into boiling war zones and cool them down, to bring reason where fire and hatred rage. And for 15 years, he did exactly that successfully until KORDAX-9. The Velari Empire had occupied the planet, suppressing the native Koran species with brutal force. Elias was Earth's emissary, dispatched to mediate. The Human Confederacy had long maintained neutrality in border conflicts until now. He was meant to negotiate safe passage, to protect civilians. But the Velari didn't care. They saw a human without armor, without escort, without fear. So they slit his throat on live galactic broadcast. It was meant to be a message. Instead, it became a spark. Admiral Rhea Maddox stood aboard the Un's Vengeance, a massive dreadnought carved from neutron-forged alloys, and bristling with particle lances. Her face, lined with years of restrained violence, remained impassive as the footage looped again on the bridge screen. Elias kneeling, a Velari general barking, a blade, silence. The silence didn't last. "This is no longer diplomacy," Rhea said coldly. "Initiate total war protocol." The bridge fell quiet. Officers exchanged glances, some with fear, others with grim satisfaction. The Confederacy hadn't invoked total war in over a century. But Earth remembered how. The first wave hit the Velari border colonies within 30 minutes. Not with invasion? Troops, no. Not yet. First came the disassemblers, self-replicating nanoclouds that strip orbital platforms to dust. Then the blackout drones, which hijacked communication grids and replaced every channel with a single image Elias Vaughn's face, followed by the message, "We offer peace. You murdered it." By the third hour, Earth's war fleet over 500. Ships strong emerged from slipspace over Kordax-9. No warnings. No negotiations. Just righteous fury. The Velari's planetary defense grid activated, locking onto incoming vessels, but nothing hit. Human ships moved unpredictably, guided by quantum AI war minds that outpaced Velari targeting systems by 0.7 seconds. That was all it took. Kordax-9's sky turned black with smoke. On the ground, the Koran resistance stared skyward in disbelief as dropships landed not with conquering armies, but with crates of food, water, medical supplies, and soldiers wearing emblems that read "Humanity Remembers." Captain Juno Merrick stepped off the lead shuttle, helmet in hand, plasma rifle slung low. "Anyone who stood with Elias," she announced to the stunned Koran, "is under our protection now." Koran elders wept. Their children saluted. And above them, Earth's warships began disassembling Velari fortresses, turning each into rubble and silence. The Velari High Council convened an emergency session on their capital moon, Jurtul. They raged. They panicked. They called for allies, but none answered. The Alari Trade Union, neutral. The Draw Syndicate, already retreating. The Shinari Hive, watching quietly. No one was willing to fight Earth. Not after what they saw. By day 3, the Confederacy had destroyed 37 Velari military outposts, freed 10 million Koran civilians, and neutralized every warship in the Velari. Eastern Quadrant, no prisoners taken. No broadcast aired. Just a single repeating message. This is not revenge. This is justice. Inside the War Council chamber of the Un's Vengeance, Admiral Rhea stared at the holographic map. The Velari resistance was collapsing. "Should we push deeper?" asked General Tanaka, head of ground operations. "No," Rhea said. "They need to live with what they did and with what we can do." She turned to her comms officer. "Open A. Channel to the Velari High Command, secure and untraceable." Seconds later, the image of a withered Velari warlord flickered into view. His voice trembled. "What do you want, human?" Rhea leaned forward. "We want what Elias wanted. Peace." The Velari blinked, But you declared total war? We did, Rhea replied coldly. Because you declared total murder. The warlord shivered in silence. We will withdraw, Rhea continued. When you sign a binding agreement to protect Koran autonomy, dismantle your slave labor systems, and issue an unconditional public apology for Elias Vorn's execution. And if we don't? Her eyes narrowed. Then you'll learn just how merciful we've been. 10 hours later, the Villari High Command surrendered. The apology was broadcast in 27 languages across the galactic net. The Koran were granted independence, and Earth installed a permanent peacekeeping station in orbit, a reminder. But humanity didn't celebrate. They mourned Elias, and they remembered.